All right, we're live on YouTube. Hello, those of you that are just arriving. In the live chat is our playbill and a donation button for. All right, we're live on YouTube. Hello, those of you that are just arriving. In the live chat is our playbill and a donation button for. All right, we're live on YouTube. Hello, those of you that are just arriving. Sorry about that. I had everything turned on like a dummy. So please make sure that you have your screen on full screen, please. That's the best way to view this production. And also make sure to either, if you're home alone, to be wearing a headset that you will be hearing the show a lot better, or using surround sound at your home if you have that and watching it with friends and family. Everything is in the chat, the live chat of our playbill and our donation button for our theater program if you feel so inclined. We typically ask for a $10 donation when people arrive at our theater, and this is our virtual theater, so welcome. We will begin beginning shortly. Hello, welcome to SUNY Sullivan's virtual theater. Please enjoy the show. You were just watching a preview of our theater program, and thank you so much for being here. I will be turning the show over to our wonderful actors.
Oh, for a muse in Zoom that would ascend the brightest hell of isolation. Zoom platforms for a stage, 30 actors to act, and YouTube to behold the swelling scene. Then should warlike viewers like themselves assume the full screen view, and at their ears leashed in with headsets or surround sound, should this pandemic crouch for employment, but pardon and gentles all the flat, unraised spirits of YouTube's 2D platform on this unworthy Zoom scaffold to bring forth so great an object. Can this cockpit hold the vasty fields of France? Or may we cram within these Zoom tiles the very caskets that did affright the air of the world? Oh, pardon! Look you in tweets across the book of faces and filters. I have o'ershot the house, and I swear I am not a cat. Let us, ciphers to this great accompt, on your imaginary forces work, suppose with this girdle of these Zoom tiles and now confined 30 mighty actors, whose high, upreared and abutting fronts the perilous narrow ocean parts 4 countries asunder. Piece out our imperfections in our green screens into 1,000 parts, divide one actor and make imaginary puissance. Think then, when we talk of horses, that you see them printing their proud hoofs, ye the receiving earth, for 'tis your thoughts that now must deck our kings. Carry them here and there, jumping o'er 6 time zones, turning the accomplishment of 9 states and 27 cities into a 3-hour glass with 1 10-minute intermission. For the which supply, admit me, hosts to this history, who prologue like your humble patience pray, gently to hear, kindly to judge our Zoom play.
Meow.
Welcome to deepnerd.com. I'm your host, Nick, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 monologues and soliloquies in Shakespeare. Now, when it comes to Shakespeare's monologues and soliloquies, the first thing that often pushes its way to the front of the stage is the famous Danish edgelord and his to be or not to be, or the classic but soft what light through yonder window breaks.
Aside.
Butt soft. All right. Couldn't have been that soft if she broke your window. And hey, what were you two doing anyway to let that happen, you kinky rapscallions? Yeah, I know. All right. I know. It's meant to be used as an antithesis, which, as you know, is one of the many literary devices used in... shut up, Barry. Your mom wanted to borrow my folio, so I gave her the complete works. Anyway, we will not be seeing Hamlet's to be or not to be speech. We will not be seeing any of those other repetitive things that we see all the time in every audition. No Romeo or Romeo, none of that stuff like that. Anytime those speeches should come up, or anyone wants to do those speeches, all will be punished. For this list, we're taking a look back at all the characters in the Bard's world that do well talking by themselves. And needless to say, there's a spoiler warning in place, which is ridiculous, because these shows have been out for like 400 years. But here it is.
Aside.
Spoiler alert. Everyone dies and or gets married, which is kind of worse sometimes if you think about it. This list could have been separated into males and females, but we combined our efforts and created equity within the two genders with respect to genderless casting. Now, first up, at number 10 is Parolles from All's Well That Ends Well. Well, Parolles is Bertram's BFF / wingman / male servant. Well, maybe with all that entails. He's raunchy, arrogant, and clearly not abiding to any of the hashtag Me Too movement advice, all right? Shakespeare didn't have any respect for this guy either, as his character description says that he is a parasitical follower of Bertram in the Count of Rossillon, rotisserie. Yeah, now I'm hungry. We at deepnerd.com like this speech because it's fun and irreverent and, maybe the most poetically flamboyant pickup line in the canon. Take it away.
Virginity being blown down, man will quicklier be blown up. Mary, in blowing him down again with the breach yourselves made, you lose your city. It is not politic in a commonwealth of nature to preserve virginity. Loss of virginity is rational increase, and never was virgin got till virginity was first lost. 'Tis too cold a companion. Away with it. There's little can be said in it. 'Tis against the rule of nature. Virginity breeds mites. Much like a cheese, consumes itself to the very paring, and so dies with feeding his own stomach. Besides, virginity is peevish, proud, idle, made of self-love, which is the most inhibited sin in the canon. Keep it not. You cannot choose but lose by it. Out with it. The longer kept, the less worth. Off with it while 'tis vendible. Answer the time of request. Virginity, like an old courtier, wears her cap out of fashion. Richly suited, but unsuitable. Your date is better in your pie and your porridge than in your cheek. And your virginity, your old virginity, is like one of our French withered pears. It looks ill. It eats dryly. Mary, 'tis a withered pear. It was formerly better. Mary, yet 'tis a withered pear. Will you anything with it?
He's a smoothie, way smooth, way better than when Henry the V tried to pull Kate in Henry the V: The Battle on the Krispy Kreme Day. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's better than anything I had growing up. You want to see my best pickup line? I'll give it to you right now. Here it goes. Hey, I know I'm not the best looking guy in here, but I'm the only one talking to you. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I met your mother. All right, so the number 2 spot goes to the most perfect princess in the world. She's beautiful, kind, loyal, and observant. She notices that her stepmother is a faker and her stepbrother/suitor is a stupid meathead. And she cross-dresses to help her banished husband, Posthumus, who really doesn't deserve her, because he believes the first person who she says is a whore. We like this speech because, well, it's a woman dressed up as a man, mocking men's toxic masculinity. Before that was even a term and questioned socioeconomic bias. Most importantly, the actor playing the role has to be hungry, tired, dirty, funny, fed up, worried about her husband, and scared, all in less than 2 minutes. Action.
I dare you to work on yourself for 6 months. I dare you to shut out the world. I dare you to shut out all the distractions. I dare you to give up everything that is keeping you from your dream. If you have a dream,
a man's life
don't just sit there.
Is a tedious
Get your
one.
ass up.
I have tired myself, and for 2 nights together have made the ground my bed. I should be sick, but that my resolution helps me. Milford, when from the mountaintop Pisanio showed thee, thou wast within a ken. O Jove, I think foundations fly the wretched. Such, I mean, they should be relieved. 2 beggars told me I could not miss my way. Will poor folks lie that have afflictions on them, knowing 'tis a punishment or trial? Yes, no wonder, when rich ones scarce tell true. To lapse in fullness is sorer than to lie for need, and falsehood is worse in kings than in beggars. My dear Lord, thou art one of the false ones. Now I think on thee, my hunger's gone, but even before, I was at point to sink for food.
And beggars and kings and leaders are like lions. We ain't got many around here. In the number 3 spot is a secret lover, a baby daddy, a master schemer to kill an entire family, but most importantly, he's a father protecting his child. This being one of Shakespeare's earlier plays, we get a lot of blood and gore. So I guess you could say that he really gave the audience what they wanted, but really I just think he was going through his Quentin Tarantino Reservoir Dogs face. It's a quintessence of Tarantino's, if you will. Yeah, of being a theater kid in the 90s. We had much wanton for the Tarantinos.
Aside.
Much.
Wonton.
Well, what's great about this piece is its extravagant use of build, which can, if you want, have the dramatic cutback at the end. I mean, it builds and builds and builds and then brings home with soft and or nonchalant payoff. You know, this is why the Shakespearean villains are the most fun to play. Seriously. This is Aaron the Moor from Titus Andronicus right before he gets executed.
That I had not done 1,000 more. Even now, I curse the day, and yet I think few have come within the compass of my curse where I did not some notorious ill, as kill a man or else devise his death, ravish a maid or plot the way to do it, accuse some innocent and forswear myself, set deadly enmity between 2 friends, make poor men cattle, break their necks, set fire on barns and haystacks in the night, and bid the owners quench them with your tears. Oft I have digged up dead men from their graves and set them upright at their dear friend's door, even when their sorrow almost was forgot. And on their skin, as on the bark of trees, have with my knife carved in Roman letters, let not your sorrows die, though I am dead. I have done 1,000 dreadful things as willingly as one would kill fly. And nothing grieves me heartily indeed, but that I could not do 10,000 more.
Oh, yeah, I feel it. I feel it. I love that speech. I put the same intent into my pandemic shopping list when I got to go to Walmart and buy food. You know, dog food for the dog that barks and dog snacks for the dogs that don't. Flea medication for the dogs of war and swimmy diapers for the babes of the terrible twos. Nacho cheese and labels to remind thee that yon nachos are nachos. Rubber gloves to ward off the plagues of fair corona where we lay our scene, all the while ingesting the winter of our disinfectant. And Slim Jims. In our number 8 spot is A Return to the Time of Parolles, a play not often performed or respected, but holds 2 spots on our list. Look at us. With a self-made woman, an educated woman, a woman who loves the wrong man, but can't help herself and risks everything to become his wife, and eventually pays another woman to let her sleep with her husband when he thinks he's sleeping with someone else. The original bed trick. And even though we here at deepnerd.com judge her for choosing the wrong man who has decided to go to war and die than stay with his wife, whom the king gave to him when he was saved by her, when she is worth so much more, we still love her. We still love her. Helena! From All's Well That Ends Well.
Till I have no wife, I have nothing in France. Nothing in France until he has no wife. Then thou shalt have none, Rossillon, none in France. Then hast thou all again. Poor Lord, was it I that chased thee from thy country and exposed those tender limbs of thine to the event of the none-sparing war? And is it I that drove thee from thy sportive court, where thou wast shot at with fair eyes to be the mark of smoky muskets? Oh, you leaden messengers that ride upon the violent speeds of fire, fly with false aim, move the still peering air that sings with piercing. Do not touch my lord. Whoever shoots at him, I set him there. Whoever charges on his forward breast, I am the caitiff that do hold him to it. And though I kill him not, I am the cause his death was so effected. Better 'twere I met the raven lion when he roared with sharp constraint of hunger. Better 'twere that all the miseries which nature owes were mine at once. No, no. Come thou home, Rossillon. Whence honor but of danger wins the scars, oft it loses all. I will be gone. My being here is it that holds thee hence. Shall I stay here to do it? No, no. Although the air of paradise did fan this house and the angels officed all, I will be gone. That pitiful rumor may report my flight to consolate thine ears. Come night and day, for with the dark, poor thief, I'll steal away.
Yeah, better 'twere. Better 'twere. That guy, he doesn't deserve her. A woman like that, she should be sought after. Like Carmen Sandiego. Helena dresses like a man in a man's world, waxing poetic to an ungrateful chat of no trades. And yeah, what would the male version of Carmen Sandiego be? Would it be Carl? Carmine? San Francisco? Huh? Ah, fuck you, Barry. And on number 6 spot is another parent willing to do anything for their child, in this instance, even to make themselves bald. Constance from King John. And we love this speech because we don't want to mess with this woman. Ever.
No. I defy all counsel, all redress. But that which ends all counsel, true redress, death, O amiable, lovely death. Thou odoriferous stench, sound rottenness, arise forth from the couch of lasting night, thou hate and terror to prosperity. And I will kiss thy detestable bones, and put my eyeballs in thy vaulty brows, and wring these fingers with thy household worms, and stop this gap of breath with fulsome dust, and be a carrion monster like thyself. Come, grin on me, and I will think thou smilest, and bust thee as thy wife, misery's love. Oh, come to me. No, I will not, having breath to cry. Oh, that my tongue were in the thunder's mouth. Then with the passion would I shake the world and rouse from sleep that fell anatomy, which cannot bear a lady's feeble voice, which scorns a modern invocation. Thou art not wholly to belie me so. I am not mad. This hair I tear is mine. My name is Constance. I was Geoffrey's wife. Young Arthur is my son, and he is lost. I am not mad. I would to heaven I were, for then 'tis like I should forget myself. Oh, if I could, what grief should I forget? I tore them from their bonds and cried aloud, oh, that these hands could so redeem my son as they have given these hairs their liberty. But now I envy at their liberty, and will again commit them to their bonds, because my poor child is a prisoner. Grief fill up the room of my absent child, lies in his bed, walks up and down with me, puts on his pretty looks, repeats his words, remembers me of all his gracious parts, stuffs out his vacant garments with his form. Then have I reason to be fond of grief? Fare you well, had you such a loss as I could give better comfort than you do. I will not keep this form upon my head when there is such disorder in my wit. O Lord, my boy, my Arthur, my fair son, my life, my joy, my food, my all the world, my widow comfort, and my sorrow secure.
Woo! I need to call my mom. Next up, number 5, another woman scorned, marrying beneath her. Why do women always fall in love with men that don't deserve them? You know? I mean, there's always some cardigan-wearing, Matthew McConaughey-sounding, harpoon-scarred dumbass who defies nature herself by wearing gym shorts in the winter. And you ladies know what I'm talking about. I've seen you in your romantic outings in the frozen food section of Walmart. So romantic. In this corner, fighting for her child's life, Hermione from The Winter's Tale.
Sir, spare your threats. The bug which you would fright me with, I seek. To me can life be no commodity. The crown and comfort of my life, your favor, I do give lost, for I do feel it gone. But know not how it went. My second joy, and first fruits of my body, from his presence I am barred, like one infectious. My third comfort, starred most unluckily, is from my breast, the innocent milk in its most innocent mouth, held out to Murther, myself on every post proclaim it a strumpet, with immodest hatred. The child-bed privilege, denied, which longs to women of all fashion. Lastly, hurried, here, to this place I'th open air before I've got strength of limit. Now, my liege, tell me what blessings I have here alive, that I should fear to die. Therefore proceed. But yet hear this. Mistake me not, no life. I prize it not a straw before mine honor, which I would free, if I shall be condemned upon surmises, all proof sleeping else but what your jealousies awake. I tell you, 'tis rigor and not law. Your honor's all I do, refer me to the oracle. Apollo be my judge.
That guy sucks. I hope he suffers for 14 years and becomes cursed by a statue of his wife that will then come alive and... Oh, what? Really? That does happen? Oh, well. Sounds like a happy reunion. It's not? Oh, the whole cast gets chased off stage by a bear? Oh. Well, is the bear equity at least? It's not. Tragic. Jogging on, we come to our favorite guy who loves to hate, scheme, hate, and scheme, and hate, and scheme until Desdemona is blue in the face. Iago from Othello. But, I mean, what can you expect from a guy that Shakespeare describes as an ensign or a junior rank or a commissioned officer, the lowest rank, and a villain? Well, I guess it's complicated, but that's how we like our villain. Iago slithers in at number 4.
Oh, sir, content you. I follow him to serve my turn upon him. We cannot all be masters, nor all masters cannot be truly followed. You shall mark many a duteous and knee-crooking knave that doting on his own obsequious bondage wears at his time much like his master's ass for naught but provender, and when he's old, cashiered. With me such honest knaves. Others there are who, trimmed in forms and visages of duty, keep yet their hearts attending on themselves, and throwing but shows of service on their lords, do thrive well by them, and when they have lined their coats, do themselves homage. These fellows have some soul, and such a one do I profess myself for, sir. It is as sure as you or Roderigo. Were I the more, I would not be Iago. In following him, I follow but myself. Heaven is my judge. Not I for love or duty, but seeming so for my peculiar end. For when my outward action doth demonstrate the native act and figure of my heart, in compliment extern, 'tis not long after, but I will wear my heart on my sleeve for daws to peck at. I am not what I am.
I love that guy. I think of those lines when I have to deal with some see you next Tuesday Karen at Starbucks. Or when Barry tries to tell me it's disrespectful to change the lines or modernize the classics. Hey, fuck you, Barry. I'll modernize Star Wars if I want to. Remember that the next time I scan my pentameter in your mom's feminine ending. You like them apples. Next up, in the third spot, a bronze medalist, is a guy nobody loved, but his many courtiers, 9-year-old wife, and prisoner, the future King Henry V. He was well-educated, well-spoken, but not too terribly interested in being good at his job until it was too late. And the speech we'll watch him perform, well, it's an epiphany moment that many of us have, and it feels like we've almost touched God, but Unfortunately, it's right before his death, so, oh well. Ground's off to you, King Richard II. You got there too late, but, hey, you got there.
Sometimes am I king, then treason makes me wish myself a beggar, and so I am. And crushing penury persuades me I was better when a king. Then am I kinged again, and by think that I am unkinged by Bolingbroke, and straight am nothing. But whate'er I be, nor I nor any man, that but man is with nothing shall be pleased, till he be eased with being nothing. Music do I hear. Keep time. How sour sweet music is when time is broken, no proportion kept. So is it in the music of men's lives. And here have I the daintiness of ear to check time broke in a disordered string. But for the concord of my state and time, had not an ear to hear, my true time broke. I wasted time, and now doth time waste me. This music mads me, let it sound no more. For though it have helped madmen to their wits, in me it seems it will make wise men mad. But blessing on his heart that gives it me, for 'tis a sign of love, and love to Richard is a strange brooch in this all-hating world.
Sad, but beautiful. Time is broke, and so am I. Please give to mine Patreon, for I sit underthroned and unkinged. With the perpetual lesson learned, you can unking a monarchy, but you can't unscrew Barry's mom. We now move on to the number 2 spot, which is a lady that we almost love for her one-issue politics, getting her husband the throne by any means necessary, and yet, well, the story is more complicated than it appears. A childless couple that fiercely loves one another, but has experienced the loss of innumerable children. The toll that can take on a couple is unimaginable. And in Lady M's case, well, let's just let her do the talking.
The raven himself is hoarse, for he croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from crown to toe top full of the direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, Step up the access and passage to remorse, so that no compunctuous visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor the peace between the affectionate. Come to my women's breasts and take my milk with gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substance you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, so my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the darkness to cry, hold, hold!
It's obvious that her heart has been turned to steel in order to avoid the trauma one feels from a loss of a child. All the while, her husband dicks around with some Wiccan book club in the woods while she drives herself to the brink as if propelled by some great force. All the while, at the same time, her husband bumblefucks the murder of the king by bringing the knives back. I told you to leave them with the guys in the hole. What the fuck? I can't do it right now. They should have just called the play Lady Macbeth, for Christ's sakes. I mean, the way she's got to do everything around here. Before we reveal DeepNerd.com's number one, we have some honorable mentions. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications.
Where are your mess of sons to back you now? The Edward
Anton.
and the lusty George. And where's that valiant crookback prodigy? Dickie, your boy? That with his grumbling voice was wont to cheer his dad in mutinies? Or with the rest? Where is your darling Rutland? Look, York, I stained this napkin with the blood that valiant Clifford with his rapier's point made issue from the bosom of the boy.
If ancient sorrow be most reverent, give mine the benefit of seniority, and let my griefs frown on the upper hand. Fie, sorrow can admit society. Tell over your woes again by viewing mine. I had an Edward till a Richard killed him. I had a Harry till a Richard killed him. Thou hadst an Edward till a Richard killed him. Thou hadst a Richard till a Richard killed him.
We few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother, be he ne'er so vile. This day shall gentle his condition. And gentlemen in England now abed shall think themselves accursed they were not here, and hold their manhood cheap, whilst any speaks that fought upon us on St. Crispin's Day.
Set down thy honorable load, if honor may be shrouded in a hearse. Whilst I a while obsequiously lament the untimely fall of virtuous Lancaster. Poor key-cold figure of a holy king,
pale ashes of the House of Lancaster. Thou bloodless remnant of that royal blood, be it lawful that I invocate thy ghost to hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to thy Edward, to thy slaughtered son, stabbed by the self-same hands that made these wounds.
Lag of a brother! Why bastard? Wherefore base, when my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous, and my shape is true, as honest madam's issue? Why brand they us with baseness, bastardy, base?
What fire is in mine ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much. Contempt, farewell, and maiden pride, adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on, I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand.
Yet one word more. Grief boundeth where it falls, not with the empty hollowness, but wait. I'll take my leave before I have begun, for sorrow ends not when I seemeth done.
Pipe down! I want to talk. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me thine ears, because I come to bury Caesar. No, not praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred within their bones. So, let it be with Caesar. Yes, let it be with Caesar.
Will Hamlet join the stage, please?
What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet, to me, what is this quintessence of dust?
Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death.
Many of our honorable mentions mentioned our number one slot, and it's no wonder. He's the best character in Shakespeare, and probably the best villain, like, in the world. Like, no joke, all right? Seriously, this guy kills Anne's husband, and then gets her to fall in love with him while his body isn't even cold yet. That's sick. The only way he could possibly top that is by using Edward's body as a Muppet as he gets Anne to sing her ABCs and then proceeds to use Edward's corpse as a mattress to make the beast with two backs. After which, he'll power slide to the front of the stage, jazz hands akimbo, and say, "We're just getting started, folks!" Welcome our crookback prodigy, the Duke of Gloucester, Richard III.
Was ever a woman in this humor wooed? Was ever a woman in this humor won? I'll have her. But I'll not keep her long. What? I that murdered her husband, his father, to take her in her heart's most extremist hate, with curses in her mouth, tears in her eyes, the bleeding witness of my hatred by, having God, her conscience, and all these bars against me, and I, with no friend to back my suit withal, but the plain devil and dissembling looks, and yet to win her all the world to nothing. Hath she already forgot that brave prince? Edward, her lord, whom I, some 3 months since, stabbed at my angry mood at Tewkesbury. Young, valiant, wise, and no doubt right royal. Spacious world could not again afford. Will she yet abase her eyes on me, who cropped the golden prime of this sweet prince and made her widow to a woeful bed? On me, whose all not equals Edward's moiety. On me, who halts and am misshapen thus. All my dukedom for a beggarly dinner. I do mistake my person all this while, for my life she finds, although I cannot myself to be a marvelous, proper gentleman. Albeit charges for a looking glass, and entertain a score or two of tailors to study fashions to adorn my body. And since I am crept in favor with myself, I shall maintain her with some little cost. But first, I must turn yon fellow in his grave, and then return, lamenting to my love. Shine out, fair sun, till I have bought a glass, that I might see my shadow as I pass.
Welcome to DeepNerd.com. I'm your host, Nick, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 fights in Shakespeare. These fights could be a battle of brains and or brawn. And at DeepNerd.com, we are lovers of the brains. We just can't seem to get enough of that brawn. And I think this goes without saying, but spoiler alert is in place, which I don't know why. These scenes, they've been done, redone, and overdone. I'm not mad. I'm not. I'm just disappointed. Which is worse, really, if you think about it. First up is a fight between a brilliant psychopath Moor against a couple of idiotic half-brothers to his newborn son and a racist nurse.
Zoons.
A joyless dismal, black, and sorrowful issue. Here is the babe, as lonesome as a toad. Amongst the fair-faced breeders of our clime, the Empress sends it thee to thy stamp and seal, and bids thee christen it with thy dagger's point.
Zoons! Ye whore, is black so base a hue?
Then what hast thou done?
That which thou canst not undo.
Thou hast undone our mother.
Villain, I have done thy mother.
And therein, hellish dog, thou hast undone her. Accursed the offspring of so foul a fiend.
It shall not live.
It shall not die.
Aaron, it must, the mother wills it so.
What? Must it, nurse? Then let no man but I do the execution of my own flesh and blood.
I'll broach the tadpole on my rapier's point. Nurse, give it to me. My sword shall soon dispatch it.
Sooner this sword shall plow thy bowels up. Stay, murderous villains. Will you kill thine own brother? Now, by the burning tapers of the sky that shone so brightly when this boy was got, he dies upon my scimitar's point that touches this my firstborn son and heir. Tell the empress from me, I am of age to keep mine own. Excuse it how she can.
Wilt thou betray thy noble mistress thus?
My mistress is my mistress. This, myself, the vigor and picture of my youth, this before all the world do I prefer.
Aaron, what shall I say unto the empress?
Advise thee, Aaron. What is to be done?
Yeah.
Then sit we down and let us all consult.
How many women saw this child of his?
Cornelia the midwife and myself. And no one else but the delivered empress.
The empress, the midwife, and yourself. Well, two may keep counsel when the third's away. Go to the empress and tell her thus, I said.
Okay, well.
Thus cried the pig, prepared to the spit.
What meanst thou, Aaron? Wherefore did thou this?
Oh, Lord! Sir, 'tis a deed of policy, and you must needs bestow her funeral. But send the midwife presently to me. The midwife and the nurse well made away. Then let the ladies tattle what they please.
Woo. Yeah. I have done thy mother line. Yeah. Gets me every time. Reminds me of my dad and Barry's mom. In our 8th place slot is a gender-bending sword fight. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'm going to work on it. Meet an idiotic social climbing man who is always shivering, who is in love with a rich countess versus a woman dressed as a man that looks like her twin brother who the rich countess is in love with. But the woman dressed as a man that looks like her twin brother is in love with the depressed musician who is also in love with the rich duchess. The woman/man agrees to fight another suitor, Sir Andrew Aguecheek, and then runs into the woman/man's actual twin brother, mistaking him from her and starting a fight. Confused? By? Curious? Cats and dogs living together. Mass hysteria. Welcome to the world of Shakespeare's comedies. You can't make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen. Round 3, Sebastian, who everyone thinks is Cesaro/Viola, versus Sir Toby and Sir Andrew. Prepare for a crash course of wackiness.
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's for you.
Why? There's for thee.
Oh,
And there.
Oh, ooh.
And there.
Bastard.
Are all the people mad?
Hold, sir, or I'll throw your dagger over the house.
This will I tell my lady straight. I would not be in some of your courts for 2 pence.
Come, sir, hold.
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him if I'll have an action of battery against him, if there be any law in Illyria. Though I struck him first, yet it is not a matter of that.
Let go of my shirt.
Come on, sir, I will not let you go. Come, my young soldier, put up your iron. You are well-fleshed. Come on.
I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay, then I must have an ounce or two of this Malpert blood from you.
Hold! Toby, on thy life, I charge thee, hold!
Madam?
Oh my god. Will it ever be thus, ungracious wretch, fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves, where manners ne'er were preached? Out of my sight! Be not offended, dear Cesario. Here's the thing, you were... Rudesby, be gone!
Poor Sebastian. But he gets the rich countess after knowing her for less than 30 seconds, so I guess, all's well that ends well in the world of what you will. Now that's a subtitle for those of you who don't live in true deep nerd. What you will, aka 12th Night, aka one of the guys, aka She's the Man, aka The Kissing Game, aka Tu Wong Fu with Love, aka The Rocky Horror Picture Show. That movie made me a man. And our number 8 spot is a favorite of all teenage high school theater departments and college girls in general. The original Mean Girls, the original Mud Wrestlers, the original Glamorous Ladies of Wrestling, the original Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey, the original Put Vaseline on My Face Before I Fight. Helena and Hermia from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh, me. You, juggler. You canker blossom. You thief of love. What, have you come by night and stolen my love's heart from her?
Fine, Faith. Have you no modesty? No maiden shame? No touch of bashfulness? What? Will you tear impatient answers from my gentle tongue? Bye, you counterfeit, you puppet, you.
Puppet? Oh! Aye! That way goes the game. Now I perceive that she hath made compare between our statures. That she hath urged her height, and with her personage, her tall personage, her height. Forsooth, she hath prevailed with her. And what? Have you grown so high in her esteem because I am so dervish and so low? How low am I, thou painted maple? Speak, how low am I? I am not yet so low, but that my nails can reach unto thine eyes.
I pray you, though you mock me, let her not hurt me. I was never cursed. I have no gift at all in shrewdness. I am right made for my cowardice. Let her not strike me. You perhaps may think, because she is something lower than myself, that I can match her.
Lower? Hark! Again! Yeah!
Hermia, do not be so bitter with me. I evermore did love you, Hermia. I love you so much, Hermia. Did ever keep your counsels, never wronged you, save that in love unto Demetrius. I told him of your stealth unto this wood, and he followed you. For love, I followed him. But he hath chid me hence, and threatened me to strike me, spurn me, nay, to kill me too. And now, so you will let me go to Athens, where I will bury my folly bag and follow you no further. Let me go. You see how simple and fond I am.
Why? Get you gone! Who is it that hinders you?
The foolish heart that I leave behind.
What, with Lysander?
With Demetrius. That's me.
Hey, okay. Be not afraid, okay? She shall, totally not harm thee, Helena.
No, ma'am, she shall not, though you take her part.
Oh, when she is angry, she is keen and shrewd.
Oh,
She's a
retweet.
vixen when she went to school, and though she be but little, she is fierce.
Little. Again, nothing but low and little. Oh, why will you suffer her to float her? Why will you suffer her to float me thus? Let me come to her.
Hey, get you, God, you dwarf. You, minimus.
As a Scrabble word.
Oh, what is that? 100 point. Of a hindering not grass made. You bead.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. I came up with it. Oh my god. Wait. She's an acorn.
Hey! You are too officious in her behalf that scorns your services. Let her alone. Speak not of Helena. Take not her part, for if thou dost intend, never so little show of love to her, thou shalt abide it.
Oh, totally. Now, she holds me not. Now follow, if thou darest, to try who right of thine or mine is most in Helena.
Follow? Nay! I'll go with you! Cheek. But Joe!
Oh my god, this is gonna be so much fun. Let's go, you and me.
Party time.
You, mistress, all this coil is long of you. Nay, go not back.
I will not trust you. I no longer stay in your cursed company. Your tiny hands than mine are quicker for a fray. My legs, though, are longer to run away.
Ooh, yes! I like my women short and fierce and with tiny hands. Next up in the 7th round is a couple who sent us an invite to one of their awesome dinner parties. What's on the menu? Haggis and chorizo with a side order of murder? Well, what appetizers do you want? May I recommend the cheesy bread? Well, this is the Scottish play by by the way. And it's starring Lady M and the future Scottish King from the Scottish play. I have to call it the Scottish play because a lot of people are terribly superstitious. And since I'm not performing in the play, my wife won't let me say the name of the Scottish play because it's 2021. It's already been a kind of a weird year to start off with. But we don't want to like push our luck by saying anything we don't want to or adding on to our 2021 bingo card. All right? Take it away, guys.
How now? What news?
He's almost set. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and live a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage?
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that becomes a man. Who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. I have given suck, and know how tender 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked its nipple from my boneless gums, and dashed the brains out had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail? Well, screw your courage to the sticking place, and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his true chamberlains will I, with wine and wassail, so convince their drenched natures, as lies as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan?
Bring forth men and children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males.
Who shall receive it other? We shall make our grief and clamor roar upon their death.
I am settled and bend up. Each corporal agent to this terrible feat, away and mock the time with fair show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
Yikes. I'm unsure how that lady's politics would play out in a Fox News world. Nah, who are we kidding, right? She could probably dash a bunch of babies on the White House steps and they would still acquit her. We here at Deep Nerd are sorry for the sudden political references, as theater is a place of escapism and a place about plays, about white people curing racism in their kitchens with their white neighbors. We'll make sure to take the time to feel bad for Britney Spears like the rest of you sheep. Kanye, 2020. Boo all you like. I've seen what makes you cheer. Up next, for round 6, are two people who struggle to admit they're wrong and that they are in love. Stubbornness often wins, but sometimes, so does love.
If Signor Leonardo be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
It is possible Disdain should die while she hath met such food to feed it as Signor Benedict. Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
Oh, you always end with a jade trick. I know you of old.
Hey, guys. How do you think Beatrice likes to take her eggs in the morning? Benedict.
Boo.
You like your eggs Benedict. Yeah.
I like
Hey,
that one.
is that right? Okay, good. Round
I like
fifth
that
of
one.
our Shakespearean fights brings us to another couple that combine fighting with, well, you know, sexy stuff. On one side is a triumpher of the Roman Empire, and the other is the Queen of Egypt. Welcome to our stage, Antony and Cleopatra.
Poor Cleopatra. Pick up Cleopatra. Oh, there you are.
I am sick and sullen.
I'm sorry to give breathing to my purpose.
Help me away, dear Charmian. I shall fall. It cannot be thus long. The sides of nature will not sustain it.
My most dearest queen.
Pray you stand farther from me.
Oh, what's the matter?
I know by that same eye there's some good news. What? Says the married woman, you may go.
Guess the gods know best.
Ugh! Never was there queen so mightily betrayed.
Cleopatra.
Why should I think you could be mine and true, who have been false to Fulvia? Eternity was in our lips and eyes, bliss in our brows bent. They are so still. Or thou, the greatest soldier of the world, art turned the greatest liar.
The strong necessity of time commands. Our service is a while, but my full heart remains in use with you. My more particular. And that which is most with you should save my going. And Fulvia's death.
Can Fulvia die?
Well, I think she's dead.
Most false love! Where be the sacred vials thou shouldst fill with sorrowful water? Now I see. I see in Fulvia's death how mine received shall be.
I go from hence, thy soldier, servant, making peace of war, as thou affects.
Cut my lace, Charmian, come. But let it be. I am quickly ill and well, so Antony loves.
You'll heat my blood now.
You can do better. But this is meetly.
Now, Cleopatra, by my sword!
And target. Look, prithee, Charmian, how this Herculean Roman does become the carriage of his chafe. Courteous lord, one word. Sir, you and I must part, but that's not it. Sir, you and I have loved, but there's not it. That you know well. Something it is I would... God, it's a sweating labor to bear such idleness so near the heart as Cleopatra this. But, sir, forgive me. Your honor calls you hence.
Let us go. Come. Our separation so abides and flies.
I have no idea what sweating labor causes chafing in that scene. Do you? What could have possibly caused sweating in that scene that could also cause chafing? Anybody? Any answers? Any guesses? None of you kids been to the heavy petting zoo lately to ride the famous dry hump camels, huh? Barry? No? Oh well, no matter. Moving on to round 4. We'll stay in the Roman Empire with a pair of men in the middle of a war of ideas, tactics, and love. Everyone's favorite map scene, and there are a lot of great map scenes. National Treasure, Time Bandits, Pirates of the Caribbean. This one takes the cake. And this one also involves the stoic Brutus and his BFF, Cassius.
Brutus. Oh, I look so tired. Oh, okay. Brutus, are you listening? Brutus? You have wronged me, thus appear in this. You have condemned and noted Lucius Pella for taking bribes here of the Sardinians, wherein my letter praying on his side because I knew the man was slighted off.
You wronged yourself to write in such a case.
In such a time as this, it is not meet that every nice offense should bear his comment.
Let me tell you, Cassius, you yourself are much condemned to have an itching palm to sell and mark your offices for gold to underservers.
Itching palm. You know that you are Brutus that speaks this, or by the gods, this speech would be your last.
The name of Cassius honors this corruption, and chastisements doth therefore hide his head.
Chastisement?
Remember March? The Ides March, remember? Did not great Julius leave for justice' sake? What villain touched his body that did stab and not for justice? What? Shall one of us that struck the foremost man of all this world, but for supporting robbers, shall we now contaminate our fingers with base bribes? And sell the mighty space for our large honors? For so much trash as may be grasped thus? I'd rather be a dog and bay at the moon than such a Roman.
Brutus, bait not me. I'll not endure it. You forget yourself to hedge me in. I am a soldier. Older in practice, abler than yourself to make conditions.
Go to, Brutus. Cassius, you are not.
I am.
I say you are not.
Urge me no more. I shall forget myself. Have mind upon your health. Tempt me no farther.
A waste-light man.
It's possible. Okay.
Hear me, for I will speak.
Oh, I'm
Must I give away room to your rash and choler? Shall I be affrighted when a madman stares?
Oh, must I endure all this?
All this? Aye, and more. Fret till your proud heart break. Go show your slaves how choleric you are and make your bondmen tremble. Must I bouge? Must I observe you? Must I stand and crouch under your testy humor? By the gods, you shall digest the venom of your spleen, though it do split you. For from this day forth, I'll use you for my mirth, yea, for my laughter when you are waspish.
Oh, has it come to this? Okay.
You say you are a better soldier.
Oh no,
let it appear so. Make your vaunting true. Shall it please me well for mine own part? I shall be glad to learn of noble men.
Okay, you wrong me in every way, Brutus. You wrong me. I said elder. I said elder, not better. Did I say better?
If you did, I care not.
When Caesar lived, he durst not have thus moved me.
Peace, you durst not have tempted him.
Oh, I durst not. No. What, durst not tempt him?
For your life you durst not.
Oh, do not presume too much upon my love. I may do that I will be sorry for.
You have done that you should be sorry for. There is no terror, Cassius, in your threats. For I am armored so strong in honesty that they pass me by as the idle wind, which I respect not. I did send you for certain sums of gold, which you denied me, for I can raise no money by vile means. By heaven, I had rather coin my heart and drop my blood for drachmas than to wring from the hands of peasants their vile trash. By any indirection, I did send you for gold to pay my legions, which you denied me. Was that done like Cassius? Should I have answered Caius Cassius so? When Marcus Brutus grows so covetous to block such rascal counters from his friends, be ready, gods, with all your thunderbolts. Dash him to pieces.
I denied you not.
You did.
I did not. He was but a fool. He was but a fool that brought my answer back. Brutus have rived my heart. Brutus, a friend should bear a friend's infirmities, but Brutus makes mine greater than they are.
I do not till you practice them on me.
You love me not.
I do not love your faults.
A friendly eye could never see such faults.
A flatterers would not, though they do appear as huge as high Olympus.
Young Octavius, come. Revenge yourselves alone. Cassius is weary of this world. Hated by the ones he loved. Worked by his brothers. All his faults observed. Checked like a bondsman. Con learned by rote to set into my teeth. Oh, I could weep my spirit from mine eyes. Here is my dagger, and here my naked breast, and within a heart as dear as Pluto's mind, as rich as gold. And if thou be a Roman, take it forth. I that denied thee the gold, will give my heart strike as thou didst Caesar. For I know that when thou did hate him worse, thou lovest him better than ever loves Cassius.
Sheath your dagger. Be angry when you will. It shall have scope. Do what you will. Dishonor shall be humor. Oh, Cassius, you are yoked with a lamb that carries anger as the flint bears fire, who, much enforced, chose a hasty spark, and straight is cold again.
Cassius lived to be but mirth and laughter to his Brutus when grief and blood ill-tempered vexed him.
When I spoke that, I was ill-tempered too.
Do you confess so much? Give me your hand, Brutus. Please. Brutus.
And my heart too.
Oh, Brutus, thank you. Brutus, I'm so sorry. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Let's, Cassius, just wrap it up. Just wrap it up.
Brutus, we'll talk soon, right, Brutus? Right?
Got it. I'm gonna go now. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go.
I'm sorry.
Woo! Friends like that, who needs enemies? I mean, they're okay for now, but I bet, Brutus really sucks at being a roommate. Doesn't do the dishes and stabs you in the back when it's time to pay the utilities. I mean, you can't trust him. I mean, you'll figure it out, the fifth time you go to the fridge just to find that crab rangoon you saved for the Ides of March are gone. There's Brutus sitting on the sofa, smacking his lips, and you're just like, "Et tu, Brute?" And he's all like, "Nah, brosin. I ate way more than that. Sorry about all this. Now, on to round 3. One of the most fun rapier/dagger fights to choreograph. 2 characters on a revenge praxis. That's what a praxis looks like. Praxis, all right? The one is aware that there's poison on the tip of the sword, and the other thinks that this is just a regular bout where he can continue his antic disposition in front of the king, who he hopes to destroy. Welcome, the young gents of Hamlet and Laertes.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
What? Oh, both. 1.
No.
Judgment?
A hit! A palpable hit!
Well, again.
Stay. Give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Give him the cup.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come! Oh.
You're not ready for this. Oh, I'm ready for this.
Oh, another hit! What say you?
A touch, I do confess.
Our son shall win.
He's fat and scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin and rub thy brow. Thy brows.
Thank you.
The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Good madam.
Gertrude, do not drink. You know how you get.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
Aside!
It is the poison cup. It is too late. Go.
I dare not drink yet, madam. By and by.
Come, let me wipe thy face.
Thank you. Yes.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think it.
Aside!
And yet, it is almost against my conscience.
Come for the third, Laertes. You do but dally. I pray you pass with your best violence. I'm sure you make a
Wonton.
of me.
Say you so? Come on!
Oh, missed. Oh, so far. Oh.
You know what?
Nothing! Neither way!
Have at you now!
Nay, come again.
They bleed on both sides. How is it, my lord?
How is it, Laertes?
Why is a woodcut to my own springe, Osric? I am justly killed with my own treachery.
How doth the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed. Yes. Nothing else.
No. The drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet, the drink. I am poisoned. Oh, villainy! Ho! Let the doors be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet! Hamlet, thou art slain! No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not a half hour's life. The treacherous instrument is in thy mouth. Unbaited and envenomed, the foul practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned, and I can no more. The king's to blame.
The point and venom too? Then venom, to thy work.
Treason! Treason!
Oh, yet defend me, friends. I am but hurt.
Here, thou incestuous, murderous, damned Dane. Drink off this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother.
Well.
What a world! What a world! I wish I could have seen Montana.
He is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. Mine and my father's death come no upon thee, nor thine on me.
Hey, do you think that Hamlet got the point? Just the tip? Boy, that Claudia sure was butt hurt. All right, wow. I know you're out there. Is this thing on?
Boo.
All right, I can hear you breathing. Okay, and now time for some more rapier death as we go to Fair Verona with Mercutio and Tybalt, the cat versus the cousin. By my head, here comes the Capulets.
By my heel, I care not.
Follow me close, for I will speak to them. Gentlemen, good den, a word with one of you?
But one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow.
You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me occasion.
But could you not take some occasion without giving?
Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo. Are you in love with him?
Consort? Dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us. Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zoons, consort!
We talk here in the public haunt of men. Either way, withdraw and come to some private place.
Men's eyes were made to look, and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure eye.
Well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man.
But I'll be hanged, sir, if he wear your livery.
Romeo, the love I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain.
Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain, am I none, therefore farewell, I see thou knowest me not.
Boy, that does not excuse the injury thou hast done me. Therefore, turn and draw.
I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, until thou shalt know the reason of my love. Good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as mine own, be satisfied.
Oh, come. Dishonorable, vile submission. All a staccato carries it away. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
And what wouldst thou have of me?
Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up.
Come, sir, your passata.
Draw, Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly hath forbid this bandying in Verona streets. Hold, Tybalt, good Mercutio.
I am hurt. A plague of both houses. I am sped. Is he gone and nothing?
You get a plague, and you get a plague, and you get a plague. Don't worry. The plague's not real. It was just made up. It's a hoax to make Richard III look bad. We here at Deep Nerd would like to apologize for the tasteless satirical humor applied to that last line. We know Shakespeare is only about sensible chuckles and gilded wit, as the sweaty codpieces bestride the stage like a colossus. We promise we have learned our lesson, and we will only stick to the literary hay notes you sheep prefer. Now, avaunt and quit my sight, you fragments. Before we reveal our number 1 spot, we'll look at a few honorable mentions. And don't forget to hit the subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.
My name is Harry Percy.
Why, then I see a very valiant rebel of the name. I am the Prince of Wales. 2 stars keep not their motion in one sphere, nor can one England brook a double reign of Harry Percy and the Prince of Wales.
Nor shall it, Harry, for the hour is come to end the one of us. Would to God thy name and arms were now as great as mine. Oh, yeah.
I'll make it greater ere I part from thee. I'll crop to make a garland for my head.
I can no longer brook thy vanities. Oh, yeah.
Let fall thy blade on vulnerable crest. I bear a charmed life which must not yield to one woman born.
To spare thy
thy charm, and let the angel know who thou still hast served, that thee, Macduff, was from his mother's womb untimely written.
But he had thus.
How? Unlawfully?
I.
He will not say so.
No, his mouth is stopped. Honestly, I go ahead. Take an order for it.
Oh, my fear interprets. What, is he dead?
And all his hair has been lies, my great revenge. A stomach for them all.
Alas, he is betrayed and I undone.
Strumpet, weepest thou to my face?
Oh, banish me, my lord, but kill me not!
I said, down, strumpet!
In our number one slot is everyone's favorite scheming, murderous hunchback and his love interest, the widow Lady Anne, who is found mourning the death of her husband, who our favorite hunchback killed, and her father-in-law, the former king, Henry VI.
Didst thou not kill this king?
I grant ye.
Dost grant me, hedgehog? Then God grant me too, thou mayest be damned for that wicked deed. Oh. He was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The better for the King of Heaven that hath him.
He is in heaven, where thou shalt never come.
Let him thank me that helped to send him thither. For he was fitter for that place than earth.
And thou unfit for any place but hell.
Yes, one place else, if you will hear me name it.
Some dungeon?
Your bedchamber.
I'll rest betide the chamber where thou liest.
So will it, madam, till I lie with you.
I hope so.
I know so. But, gentle Lady Anne, it is not the causer of these timeless deaths of these Plantagenets, Henry and Edward, as blameful as the executioner.
Thou wast the cause, and most accursed effect.
Your beauty was the cause of that effect. Your beauty that did haunt me in my sleep.
If I thought that, I tell thee, homicide, these nails should rent that beauty from my cheeks.
He that bereft thee, lady, of thy husband, did it help thee to a better husband?
His better doth not breathe upon the earth.
He lives that loves thee better than he could.
Name him.
Plantagenet.
Why, that was he.
The self-same name, but one of better nature.
Where is he?
Here. Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy sake.
Never came so poisoned from so sweet a place.
Never hung poison on a fouler toad. Out of my sight! Thou dost infect mine eyes!
Those eyes of thine from mine have drawn salt tears. Teach not thy lips such scorn, for they were made for kissing, lady. Not for such contempt. if thy revengeful heart cannot forgive. Lo, here, I lend thee this sharp-pointed sword. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now, dispatch. 'Twas I that stabbed young Edward, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up the sword again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I would I knew thy heart.
'Tis figured in my tongue.
I fear me both are false.
Then never was man true.
Well. Well. Put up your sword.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve. But since you teach me to flatter you, imagine I have said farewell already.
Sirs, take up the course. Welcome to deepnerd.com. I'm your host, Nick, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 fools in Shakespeare. And if you haven't guessed, the spoiler warning. Damn it. Sorry. My computer's frozen. There we go. All right. Before the Kevin Harts, the Robin Williams, thanks, Mom. Before the Kevin Harts, the Robin Williamses, and before the Kristen Wiggs and Tina Feys, before the Zero Mostels and the Dom DeLuises, before the Mallrats, Borats, Aristocrats, there was the Fool. Shakespeare's Fool is often not necessarily funny, but they are aware and comment on the action in such a way that might appear funny, but is also revealing the theme and or tone of the play. This is an old tradition. In the tribal hierarchy, where the tribe had a chief, a medicine man or woman, there was also the clown. The clown spoke truth to power into the tribe and was allowed to comment on all power struggles in the tribe. The clown also served a survival purpose in regards to returning the tribe to laughter if a major death or famine occurred. Bet you didn't know that? Feel dumb? You should. We could use some of that sacred clownish commentary on these trying times. So in our number 10 position are a couple of blue-collar workers making an honest living by digging graves. Welcome, the grave diggers from Hamlet.
Is she to be buried in a Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation? I tell thee she is, therefore make her grave straight. Huh? Huh? The coroner hath sat on her and finds it Christian burial. How can that be unless she drowned herself in her own defense? Why, 'tis found so. It must be se offendendo, it cannot be else. For here lies the point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act, and an act hath three branches. It is to act, to do, and to perform. Argyle, she drowned herself wittingly. Nay, but hear you, good man Delver, give me leave. Here lies the water. Good? Here stands the man. Good? Now, if the man go to the water and drown himself, it is willy-nilly he goes. But mark you, if the water come to him, he drowns not himself. And he who is not guilty of his own death shortens not his own life. But is this law? Aye, marry, 'tis. Coroner's quest law. Will you have the truth on it? If she were not a gentlewoman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial. Why, there thou sayest. And the more pity that great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves more than they are even Christian. Come, my spade. Huh? There is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession. Was he a gentleman? He was the first that e'er bore arms. Why, he had none. What, art a heathen? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scriptures say Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. If thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess thyself. Go to. What is he that builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter? The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants. I like thy wit well, in good faith. The gallows does well, but how does it well? It does well for those that do ill. Now, thou dost ill to say that the gallows is built stronger than the church. Argal, the gallows may do well to thee. To it again, come. Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter? I. Tell me that and unyoke. Mary, I can tell. Twit? Mass, I cannot tell. Cudgel thy brains, no more about it, for your dull ass will not mend his pace with beating. When you are asked this question next, say, a grave maker. The houses he makes last until doomsday. Ha 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 ha. Go, get thee to Johann, and fetch me a stoop of liquor. Glug, 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 glug. Huh? Oh.
Yeah, good plan. Let's all go to the stoop and we should all fetch us a sup of liquor. Sup. And our number 9 spot is another blue collar. Is another blue collar guy who's already had several sups of liquor. Whew! Meet the porter from the Scottish play. I need to lie down. Whew.
Oh, there's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, 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 knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Oh, come in time. Knock, knock. Who's there in the other devil's name? Faith. There's an equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough, for God's sake, it could not equivocate to heaven. oh, come in, equivocator that could swear in both the scales against either scale, could commit treason enough, for God's sake, you couldn't equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocate. Knock, knock, knock. What's there? Faith, here's an English tailor. Come hither after sneaking out of a French host. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Oh, knock, knock. Never quiet. Oh, what are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to let in some of all the professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. None. I pray you remember the porter.
Well, I want whatever that guy and the gravediggers are drinking. Whatever gets one through the day, right? Am I right? Yeah. I should have invested more money in the spirits industry before COVID-19. COVID-19. Whoa, try saying that. I would show you my tax returns, but I drank them. Up next, our number 8 spot is someone who also loves to drink a little on the job. Everyone's favorite raunchy nursemaid that loves to talk about her breast and nipples that could cut glass. The nurse from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh,
what? Of all days in the year, come Lammas Eve night, shall she be 14? Susan is she. God rest all Christian souls. We're of an age. Well, Susan is with God. She was too good for me. As I said, on Lammas Eve night, shall she be 14? That shall she marry. I remember it well. This is the earthquake. Now, 11 years. And she would win. I never shall forget it. Of all the days of the years, upon that day, for I had laid wormwood to my dog. And my lord, and you were then mentor, nay, I do bear a brain. But as I said, when it did taste the wormwood on the nipple to my dog, I felt it bitter and pitiful to see Tatty and fall out with dog. Since that time, it is 11 years, for then she could stand high low by the root. She could have run and waddled all about, for even the day before she broke her brow. And my husband, God be with his soul, I was a married man. He took up the child and quoth he, dost thou fall upon thy face? Thou wilt for backward when thou hast more wind thou not jewel. And by my holy dam, the pretty wretch left crying and said, to see now how a jest shall come about. Oh, I warrant, and I should live 1,000 years, and I never shall forget it. Wilt thou not jewel, Cootie? And pretty fool is thinking and say, yeah. Oh, yes, madam. Yet I cannot choose my laugh to think you should live and crying and say,
What better person to pass notes between horny 14-year-olds? That's right, Romeo and Juliet, they're 14. Let that sink in, and think about that the next time you're watching Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCappuccino making out to This Is What It Sounds Like When Doves Cry. You sick bastards. You're going to want to scrub your computer clean after this or just throw it in the ocean. All right, next up in our number 7 position is a play that has a second half full of fools, but we'll focus on the characters of the clown, shepherd, and Autolycus from A Winter's Tale.
Now, rustics, whither are you bound?
To the palace, answer like your worship.
Your affairs there? What? With whom? The place of your dwelling, your names, your ages, of what having, breeding, and anything that is fitting to be known. Discover.
We are but plain fellows, sir.
Oh, a lie. You are rough and hairy. Let me have no lying.
Harry?
Yes. Very.
Are you a courtier? Answer like you, sir?
Whether it like me or no, I am a courtier. Seest thou not the air of the court in these enfoldings? Hath not my gait in the measure of the court? I am courtier Capope.
Apple, what?
And one that will either push on or pluck back thy business there. Whereupon I command thee, open thy affair.
My business, sir, is to the king.
And what advocate hast thou to him?
Aside.
This cannot be but a great courtier.
His garments are rich, but he wears them not so handsomely. I mean, she wears them handsomely.
A great man, I'll warrant. I know by the pickings on his teeth. Look at the pick. That's fancy. Y'all see it? Expensive.
King is not at the palace. The king he's full of grief.
So 'tis said, sir, about his son that should have married a shepherd's daughter.
If that shepherd be not in handfast, let him fly.
Think you so, sir?
Some say he shall be stoned, but that death is too soft for him, say I.
Has the old man e'er a son, sir? Do you hear and like you, sir?
He has a son who shall be flayed alive. Tell me, for you seem to be plain and simple people. What do you have to the king? Being something gently considered, I'll bring you where he is aboard. Tender your persons to his presence. Whisper him in your behefts.
Aside.
He seems to be a great authority. Close with him, give him gold, show the inside of your purse to the outside of his hand, and no more ado. Remember, stoned and played alive. I don't want to die.
And please you, sir, to undertake this business for us, here is the gold that I have, and I'll make it much more and leave this woman, in pawn till I bring it to you.
Record.
Sir, I have done what I promised.
Aye, sir.
Siri, live stream. Sir, ma'am, I will give you as much as this old woman does when the business is performed, and remain, as he says, your pawn till it be brought to you. Good. Yes.
I am courted now with such a double occasion. Gold and a means to do my master, the prince, good. Which, excuse me.
Oh, my bad.
Who knows how this may come to further my, excuse me. I will bring these two moles, these blind ones, aboard him.
Blind? Who?
I have eyes. Can see.
Great job, guys. Two blind moles. So descriptive. So revelatory. Oh, what the fool does best. Fools in Shakespeare can be courtiers, nursemaids, shepherds, servants, etc. Next up, in the number 6 position, is the fool from The Merchant of Venice. A servant for Shylock, the Jew, and supposed villain of that play. Lancelot Gobbo, ladies and gentlemen.
The fiend is at mine elbow and tempts me, saying to me, Gobos, Lancelot's Gobos, good Lancelot's, or God's Gobos, or God's Lancelot's Gobos. Use your legs. Takes the start. Runs away. My conscience says,
No, take heed, honest Lancelot, take heed, honest Gobbo.
or as aforth said,
Honest Lancelot Gobbo, do not run, scorn running with thy heels.
well, the most courageous fiend bids me pack. Fias, says the fiend. Aways, says the fiend. For the heavens rouses up so braves mine, says the fiend, and runs. Well, my conscience, hanging about the neck of my heart, says very wisely to me,
My honest friend Lancelot, being an honest man's son.
or rather an honest woman's son, for indeed my father did something smack, something grow too. He had a kind of taste. Well, my conscience says,
Lancelot, budge not!
budges. Says the fiend,
budge not!
Says my conscience. Conscience? Say I. You counsel well. Fiend? Say I. You counsel well. To be ruled by my conscience, or the fiend gives the more friendly counsel. I will run, fiend. My heels are at your commandment. I will run.
I gotta say, you got a problem with Lancelot Gobbo. You got a problem with me. I suggest you let that marinate. You want to turn this Donnybrook into a scrap? I'm bringing the whole hockey team and Al Pacino's Shylock with me. Huh? Right to the barbecue. You tell him, Al.
If we are like you in the rest, we will resemble you in that.
We shall resemble you in that. Al Pacino, ladies and gentlemen. Al Pacino, everyone. Next up in our number 5 position is a man whose name means poop particles that hang from a dog's butt. And he's a constable. That's a police officer with limited authority, in case you're wondering. Maybe we need more of those in this day and age. The genius that is Dogberry from Much Ado About Nothing.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down as an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it may not be written down, yet forget not that I'm an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise lady, and which is more, an officer, and which is more, a householder, and which is more, as pretty a piece of flesh as any in Messina. And one that knows the law, go to. And a rich fellow enough, go to. And a lady that hath had losses, and one that hath 2 gowns and everything beautiful about her. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been writ down as an ass.
Oh, yes, that you had been writ down as an ass. I mean, there's a theme in a lot of fool speeches, and one of those themes is the word ass. Such a good word. Such a good animal. Such a good, well, you know. I mean, I don't care what, if your balcony is in the front of the house, you're in the back, I will... she's done the obvious joke where it's like such a good breakfast food, but I didn't do it because I'm a coward. Anyway, number 4. We find ourselves in Shakespeare's Two Gentlemen of Verona with 2 fools again. One named Speed, who may or may not be a fast page to his master Valentine, and the other's named Launce, a clownish servant to Proteus, with his scene-stealing dog Crab, who may or may not be the fast page's master. The other's name, reading is hard. And he may possibly be a relative of our number 6 spot, Lancelot Gobbo. Who knows? They're Canadian.
Oh. Yo.
How now, Senior Lance? What news in your mastership?
With my master's ship? Why, it is at sea.
Well, what then in your paper?
The blackest news that thou ever heardst.
Why, man? How black?
Why, as black as ink.
Let me read them.
Fie on thee, jolt head. Thou canst not read.
Thou liest, I can. Come, fool, come. Try me in thy paper.
There! Zoons!
Oh my God.
What?
Imprimis. She can milk.
that she can. Why do you think I swiped?
Okay. Item. She can knit.
Oh, well, what need a man care for a stock with a wench when she can knit him a stock?
Ew. Ugh.
Ew.
Item. She can wash and scour.
Ooh, a special virtue, for then she need not be washed and scoured, right? Yeah.
Okay. Item. She can spin.
Oh, well, then I can set the world on wheels and she can spin and spin and spin for her living.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Here follow her vices.
What? Ew! Straight on the heels of her virtues? Oh.
Item. She is not to be kissed fasting in respect of her breath. Oh my God.
That fault may be mended with a breakfast. Read on.
Item. She has a sweet mouth.
Well, that makes amends for her sour breath. Speed?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zoos.
Item. She is slow in her words.
Villain, that thou set this down among her vices, for to be slow in words is a woman's only virtue. Therefore, I pray thee out with it and place it for her chief virtue.
Item. She hath no teeth. No teeth.
I care for that neither because I love crust.
Oh my God!
Suck on that. So judgmental.
Item. She is cursed. She is
the best that is, and she hath no teeth to bite.
Item. She will often praise her liquor.
Well, I mean, if her liquor be good, then she shall, and if she will not, then I will. For good things should be praised. Speed.
Item. She is too liberal.
Speed. Oh, zoons. Well, of her tongue she cannot, for that writs down she is slow of. And of her purse she shall not, for I'll keep that shut. And of the other thing, well, that I cannot help. Proceed. Speed.
Item. She hath more hair than wit, and more faults than hairs, and more wealth than faults.
Stop. I mean, I'll have her, but she was mine twice or thrice in that last article. Rehearse that once more, please.
Item. She hath more hair than wit.
More hair than wit. It may be. I'll prove it. Okay, the cover of the salt hides the salt. It hides the salt. Therefore, it is more than the salt. The hair that covers the wit is more than the wit, for the greater hides the less. What's next?
And more faults than hairs.
Oh, that's monstrous. Oh, that were out. Oh.
And more wealth than faults.
Well, that word makes the faults gracious. Well, I'll have her, and if it be a match, as nothing is impossible. Oh.
What then?
Well then I will tell thee then, that thy master stays for thee at the north gate.
For me?
For thee, I, for who art thou? Thy master has stayed for a better man than thee. Speed!
And should I go to him?
Thou must run to them, for thou hast stayed so long that going for that will scarce serve the turn. You have to run.
Why did not tell me sooner? A pox of your love letter.
Run, speed. Go run. Fine. Oh, well, now he will be swinged for reading my letter. That unmannerly, that thrust himself into secrets. Well, I'll after to rejoice in the boy's correction. Bye.
Suck on it, crust lots.
We all love to revel in one's correction and the crusts of mouth with no teeth. So profound. I think we'll finish here. But wait, there's more. We have 3 more spots left, and our number 3 spot is a favorite part of theater nerds in high school. Meet Puck from A Midsummer Night's Dream.
My mistress with a monster is in love. Oh, near to her close and consecrated bower, while she was in her dull and sleeping hour. A crew of patches, rude mechanicals, who work for bread upon Athenian stalls, met together to rehearse a play intended for great Theseus' nuptial day. The shallowest thick skin of that barren sort, who Pyramus presented in their sport, forsook his scene and entered in a break. When I did this at my advantage take, an ass's knoll I fixed on his head. Anon, his Thisbe must be answered. And forth my mimic comes, when they him spy, sever themselves and sweep the sky. So, at his sight, away his fellows fly. I led them on in this distracted fear, and left sweet Pyramus translated there. When at that moment, so it came to pass, Titania waked, and straightway loved an ass.
Yes, asses and moles, moles and asses. Molasses.
Boo!
There it is. There we are. Next up on our runner-up spot is the most sought after. This fool is a heavy sort, but is holding down the sanity of the court. Boy, oh boy, how theater nerd can teach a guy how to rhyme sometime.
No, faith. Lords and great men will not let me. If I had a monopoly out, they'd have part on't. And ladies too. They'll not let me have all the fool to myself. They'll be snatching. Nuncle, give me an egg, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What 2 crowns shall they be?
Why, after I cut the egg in the middle and eat up all the meat, 2 crowns of the egg. When thou clovest thy crown in the middle and gavest away both parts, Thou borest thine ass on thy back o'er the dirt. Thou hadst little wit in thy bold crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. If I speak like myself in this, let him be whipped that first finds it so. Whose had ne'er less grace in a year, for wise men are not grown foppish, and know not how their wit to wear. Their manners are so apish.
When will you want to be so full of song, Sarah?
I have used it, nuncle, ere since thou madest thy daughters thy mothers. For when thou gavest them the rod, and put down thy own breeches, then they for sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play bo peep, and go the fools among. Prithee, nuncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach a fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And you lie, we'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true, thou'lt have me whipped for lying, and sometimes I am whipped for holding my peace. I had rather be any kind o' thing than a fool, and yet I would not be thee, nuncle. Thou pair'st thy wit o' both sides, and left nothing in the middle.
See? I told you there was a theme in the word ass. So many asses, so little time. So before we reveal our number one, we have some honorable mentions. But if you like going deep nerd with us, make sure to like and subscribe.
To an ass were nothing. He is both ass and ox. To an ox were nothing. He is both ox and ass. To be a dog, a moil, a cat, a fish hook, a toad, a lizard, an owl, a peacock, or a herring with a roe, I would not care. But to be with B. Arthur, I would conspire against destiny.
He that comforts my wife is the cherisher of my flesh and blood. He that cherishes my flesh and blood loves my flesh and blood. He that loves my flesh and blood is my friend, ergo, he that kisses my wife, it's my friend.
When you speak best under the purpose, it is not worth the wagging of your beards, and your beards deserve not so honorable a grave as to stuff a butcher's cushion, or to be entombed in an ass-pack saddle.
Think of that. A man of my kidney. Think of that. That I'm a subject to heat as butter, a man of continual disillusion and thaw. It was a miracle to escape suffocation, and in the height of this bath, when I was more than half stewed in grease, like a Dutch dish, to be thrown into the Thames, and cooled, glowing hot, in that surge, like a horseshoe. Think of that! Hissing hot! Think of that!
I am an ass indeed. You may prove it by my long years. I have served him from the hour of my nativity to this instant, and have nothing at his hands for my service but blows.
Now, number one is the saddest clown in all of Shakespeare. He's lost 2 masters and now serves a woman who says that she will be in mourning for 7 years, essentially canceling his services like a neglected Netflix subscription. With little to do, he largely hangs out with 3 drunks and a really, really annoying steward. Though he himself is in mourning, he has little to do. His speeches always create an atmosphere of wit. Festy T Clown. Oh, and what does the T stand for? The stands for the.
Save thee, friend, and thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house does stand by the church.
So thou mayst say the king lies by a beggar if a beggar dwells near him, or the church stands by thy tabor if thy tabor stand by thy church.
You have said, sir. To see this age, a sentence is but a cheverel glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outwards.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly bake them.
Wanton.
I, therefore, my sister, add no name, sir.
Why, man?
Why, sir? Her name's a word, and to dally with that word might make my sister.
Wanton.
But indeed, words are very rascals since bonds disgraced them.
Thy reason, man?
Troth, sir, I can yield you none without words, and words are grown so false, I'm loath to prove resin with them.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow, and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir. I do care for something, but in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, 'twould make you invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, indeed, sir, the Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she's married, and fools are as like husbands as pilchers are to errands. The husband the bigger. I am indeed not her fool, but a corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at the Count Orsino's.
Fool I, sir, does walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I'd be sorry, sir, but the fool should be as off with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, and thou pass upon me. I'll no more with thee. Oh, hold. There's expenses for thee.
Now Jove and his next commodity of air send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I am almost sick for one.
Aside.
Though I would not have it grow on my chin, is the lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bread, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
I'd play the Lord Pandris of Phrygia to bring a Cressida to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
The matter, I hope, sir, is not great. Begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. Oh, my lady is within, sir. I'll conster to them from whence you come. Now, who you are and what you would are out my welcome. I'd say element, but the word is overworn.
Welcome to deepnerd.com. I'm your host, Nick, and this is my package. Today we'll be counting down our picks of the top 10 messengers in Shakespeare. The messenger is an important aspect of Shakespeare's panoramic theater. They are dramatic devices that can convey information, understanding, and manipulate responses without overexerting the audience's response. They can tie together events or people from distant places. They can draw together many strands of the plot in one moment. One of their most exciting devices is to solve a difficulty in the plot, structure, or characterization, or even the theme. I mean, if you can't find a way out of the scene or play, just bring in a messenger. Much like people watching YouTube on a rabbit hole of videos that are just on autofollow. Let's go for
it. West of this forest, scarcely off a mile, in goodly form comes on thy enemy, and by the ground they hide I judge their number upon a neither rate of 30,000.
Awake! Awake! English nobility! Let not slow steam your honors, new begot. Cropped out the flower de luces in your arms of England coat, what half is cut away.
Prepare you, generals! The enemy comes on gallant and show. Their bloody sign of battle is hung out, and something to be done immediately.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
One of them showed me a ring that he had of your daughter for monkey?
Worthy Andronicus, ill art thou repaid for that good hand thou sentest the emperor. Here are the heads of the two noble sons, and here thy hand is scorned to thee sent back.
Oh, these tauntauns have an awful stench outside, but nothing did I know of wretchedness, disgusting rot, and sickening filth till this new smell hath made attack upon my nose. Oh.
Oh, how it earned my heart when I held in London street that coronation day when Bolingbroke rode on roan Barbary, that horse that thou so often hath bestread, that horse that I so carefully have dressed.
As I did stand upon the hill and looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Nay, then I'll run.
You better.
Now, madam, now, I have made no fault.
Welcome to deepnerd.com. I'm your host, Nick, and today we'll be counting down to the... Ooh, that was awkward. Okay, we can stop. All right, that's good. Thank you. That's all I got. They keep me locked in this room, folks. So, for our top 10 weird phrases that are really funny when taken out of context in Shakespeare. Let them rip!
If music be the food of love, play on.
Excellent. It hangs like flax on a distaff, and I hope to see a housewife take thee between her legs and spin it off.
Stray lower there, Sir Toby, where the pleasant fountains lie.
Then you live about her waist, or in the middle of her favor.
Hey, I will live in thy heart, die in thy lap, buddy.
Oh, happy dagger, this is thy sheath.
What, with my tongue in your tail?
Oi, cheers, cheers! For I can take, and pistol's cock is up, and flashing fire will follow. Pew, pew, pew!
Oh, kiss me through the hole of this vile wall!
I kiss the wall's hole, not your lips at all.
Damn.
But soft.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. If you want to stay and talk to some of the actors, go ahead and give them about 5 minutes to get themselves together, and we'll be back here in about 5 minutes, and you can ask some questions on the YouTube live chat, and I'll be happy to talk to them about it with the Screaming Child. It's a lot of fun. Yay, live theater during COVID. Enjoy. Hello, we're back. Thank you for joining. If you had any questions, feel free to pop them into the chat. If any of the actors who are still here want to go ahead and join us, I will go ahead and put us live. And if I nope, I can't do that. All right. We have several time zones still here. I think the people who win the biggest prize are our Central European Standard Time, our friend Max Protzen, who brought you Festy Tea Clown and the Hamlet, and our friend in South Korea, Mi-sun Choi, who brought us the Duchess of Gloucester, and the Nurse, and a Messenger, and Max took on a Messenger this week. So thank you to them. They have a 14-hour time difference and a 6-hour time difference from Eastern Standard Time. And then we also have people who join from the Pacific Standard Time right after work. Some of them are school teachers. So thank you to all of you for joining us. And if you have any questions, again, go ahead and pop them into the chat. We just have a lot of clapping and thanking. There are 12 people still watching now. If you want to know how we put this together, what inspired it, any of those things, we are happy to answer those questions. There's about a 20-second delay, so we'll see if they join. Somebody has a really annoying microphone on. Mi-sun, I think it's you, unfortunately. I love you.
Sorry.
Or it's Tyler. It's one or the other of you.
Is it me?
No, I think it's Mi-sun, actually. All right, it looks like there's no questions. But thank you to the 12 of you that are still watching. We're probably going to take this off stream now. But if everybody wants to say their name real quick to say goodnight, you'll pop into the screen on our speaker view. So we'll start up in the corner. You can just say your name and where you're from. Go Hamlet Max.
Hi, I'm Max Protzen, and I am living in Switzerland from the United States.
And what time is it there, Max?
It is 4:57 a.m.
Woohoo! Next. Peyton, you're next. Yay.
I'm Peyton. I'm from the United States. I'm in New York right now, and it is 10:57 p.m.
Go, Janine.
I'm Janine. I'm in New York, Sullivan County, where I've been my whole life.
Go, Tony.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Tony Rogers. I'm in Indianola, Iowa right now, and it's really not nearly that late here.
Go, Julia.
Hello, I am Julia Curley. I am from Sullivan County, New York, and thank you so much for coming tonight. Tell your friends.
Susan Stroop.
I'm Susan Stroop. I'm in Baltimore, Maryland, and it's also Eastern time here, so almost 11.
Chanel Finney or Daryl.
That is Daryl Darrell.
So sorry. So sorry.
I'm in the Walla Walla County area in Washington State, so it is now about 8 p.m. And also, thank you for coming and watching us.
All right, thank you. Brett Hughes.
Oh yeah, you see, my name is Brett Hughes, and I hail from Plattsburgh, New York. Oh yeah.
Right. Stephanie Workman.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Workman, and I'm from Freeport, New York, which is on Long Island, and thank you all for your time.
Yay! Bo Brennan.
I'm Bo Brennan. I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which I've been here for what seems like forever. And it's nearly 9. And thanks for sharing your Friday night with us.
Woo! Tyler Young.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tyler Young. I just want to thank you all for coming to see our show. I am from New York in Sullivan County.
Yay! Misan Choi.
Hi, my name is Misan Choi. I'm from Korea. Now it's Saturday, 1 p.m.
Peter Walsh.
I'm Peter Walsh. I'm from Westchester, New York. Thanks so much.
Yay! Walana Burdick.
Hi, my name's Willa. I'm in Sullivan County. Yay. Thank you for watching the show.
Peter Reardon, Delilah Ditz.
You chose the time right when I started choking on my water. My name is Peter Reardon. I'm in Oneonta, New York, so it is exactly 11 p.m. right now. And thank you for coming today. Tonight? I don't know. Tomorrow?
Brian Steele.
Brian, steal the show.
Brian Steele the show.
Hi, I'm Brian. I'm on Hoth, and it's about 75 light years from here.
By the way, if there were an MVP for Deep Nerd, it's Brian. He wins the prize. The Shepherd, otherwise known as Tiaja Alston. You're muted, my sweet.
I was getting there. Hi, my name is Tiaja, and I'm from Newark, New Jersey.
Woohoo!
Oh, was I supposed to say anything else?
No, that's yeah, that's okay. Regina Furphy Peroni, or the other way around.
Hello, I'm Regina Perone Furphy, and I just want to say thank you for coming and tell your friends. I hope you had fun.
Woo-woo!
And I'm in Dutchess County, New York.
Yes. Did I miss people because it was moving around? Did I get everyone? All right, and over here in Sullivan County, Kiamisha Lake, New York, is Nick Lopez and Jessica López-Barkl and Zia Lopez and Lapdog López-Barkl. We thank you so much for being here. We're going to go ahead and end the stream now, and thank you for joining.